we track. Now I know what it means to grow old. Yeah, now I know the time I've got, it is just enough to get by. Yeah, it is just enough to get by.
Hi everyone, welcome back to another video. This is Bruna and today we are going to be learning how to crochet a granny square kerchief. I hope I'm saying that right. It seems like I'm saying it completely wrong, but let's not think about that right now. So this is what I'm going to be showing in today's video. It's super trendy now. I see this everywhere on Instagram and Pinterest. These ones, I haven't seen it a lot with like bigger squares. I actually prefer with the bigger squares because that's kind of my style. I love that. But I've seen also with smaller granny squares, like simple granny squares like this, and also with smaller granny squares with flowers in the middle. So if you want to learn those other kerchiefs out there, let me know in the comments if you want to see me doing any of those, because I really wanted to give it a try. This was the next one I wanted to give it a try. I have a few already. I have two actually on my channel, so you can check that out. I'll link that in the description. This one is a little bit different. It's definitely for beginners. If you're a beginner, you will be able to make this. It's super easy. If you don't know how to crochet and you want to learn, I do have a 101 how to crochet for beginners on my channel, so do check that out if you want to learn how to crochet and make this kerchief, because then you will learn like the basics of crocheting before you even start, which it's really helpful. And if you are already a beginner and you know how to crochet the basics, you will be able to make this super easily. So don't be scared, just go for it. You will probably make a few mistakes, but don't just give up. Crochets like this, you make mistakes and you get better each day. So yeah, this is what we are going to be making. I really hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Leave your massive thumbs up if you do enjoy. Also comment below how it was for you to follow today's project, and if you are going to be making this as well, let me know in the comments. Also don't forget to tag me on Instagram if you end up making this kerchief, because I just love seeing the creations you do following my tutorials. It makes me so happy. So do tag me if you end up posting on Instagram so I can show you some love. So yeah, without any further ado, let's begin with today's video because I'm super excited to share this one with you. So this is everything we are going to be using to crochet today's bandana pattern. First, we are going to be needing 3 squares, these ones here, and then 3 triangles. I have the tutorials on how to crochet these ones right here, the same size and everything, already on my channel, so I'll link that in the description if you want to crochet them. And the squares are 12 by 12 centimeters, and then you're going to be crocheting the matching triangle. And then for the materials, we have first the yarn. You will be using the yarn that you have last crocheted your square and triangle. So mine is the yellow one, so that's the one I have right here. We are going to be doing the finishing and also the sewing with this yarn. And then with that, we are going to be using a 4mm hook and a tapestry needle, and last but not least, a small pair of scissors. So this is everything we are going to be using. So now let's begin putting everything together and start our bandana, because it's super easy to make and you guys will be so impressed and you guys will love this so much. So let's go. So the first thing we have to do is to get our triangles. And then what we are going to be doing is laying our triangles just like this. Make sure that you have the right side facing you. We have the reverse and the right side. So make sure that all the right sides are here at the top, because we are going to be reversing them so we can do the sewings after. And then with your squares, you're going to be choose how you want them. I wanted the lighter one in the middle, so I want it like this. And then you're going to be getting the squares and you're going to be placing it right on top, just like this. So this is the layout that you want to do with your triangles and squares. Super easy. So once you have it like this, we have to now turn all of our squares and triangles on the reverse so we can start the sewing. So all you have to do is to turn them just like this, so you have the reverse now of the triangles and the squares facing you. So once you have your squares and triangles the way that you want, all we have to do now is to sew this all in place. So how I'm going to be sewing is starting from this point, working all the way down, up, down, and up again. And then I'm going to get another yarn, and then I'm going to be doing a sewing here at the top. If you want to sew one by one, you can. It's just easier this way because you just use one entire sewing and then you don't have to do a lot of weave-ins. That's just how I like it. So that's what I'm going to be doing. So now I'm going to show you how to do the sewing. It's super simple, but I just want to show you before I do the time lapse of me sewing all this together. You want to make sure that you have enough yarn to go from this point all the way to the other side. And then you want to cut it. You want to thread this yarn into your tapestry needle. I usually like to do a double yarn here on my tapestry needle, so you can decide if you want to do a single yarn or a double yarn. So I'm going to match the ends here of the yarn, and I'm going to be making a knot here right at the end. And then I'm just going to be cutting the ends off, just leaving a tad little bit of yarn here at the end. As you can see, I don't cut it right on top of the knot. I just leave a little end. So first we have to match the points here on this side together. So here we have a chain 2, and also here we have a chain 2. So what I like to do is go right in the middle of the chain 2 and then grab these two together, and then I create this very first sewing, and then from there I go all the way across. So we are gonna go right in the middle. Make sure that you grab a little stitch, and then you're gonna go right in the middle of this one, the triangle at the bottom. And then here we are going to be sewing all the way through the two sides together. When you get here at the end, you want to make sure that you leave a little loop here, and then you're gonna go through the loop just to fasten off this beginning right here. And then from here we can just start the sewing. So first I'm gonna do the sewing of these two here going down. So now to do the sewing, it's very simple. You're gonna get one stitch from this side and one stitch from the other side, and you're going to be sewing the two together. You want to make sure that you grab the back loop only, and then you leave the other loop here at the front to create a nice little finishing. There is the front loop and the back loop, so I'm grabbing only the back loop to do the sewing. So back loop, and sew it together. Back loop, and sew it together. Back loop, and sew it together. When you get to the chain 1 here, you're going to be doing the same thing. You're going to get one stitch here at the back and then one stitch from the other side. You're not going to go through right at the back. You're going to get just a little stitch from both sides, and then you sew it together. That's what I like doing. And then you're going to be repeating the same all the way down. When you get here at the end, you just want to make sure that you match here at the bottom, and then you're just going to be sewing until you got to the end, basically. So now we can bring the next triangle here on the side, and all you have to do is to find the middle here at the bottom of this square, right in the middle, exactly as we did to the beginning. So just move the yarn right here, and then you're gonna bring the triangle, and then you're gonna find a little stitch right here on the side into that very last stitch, and then you're just gonna join this triangle right here. And then you can just start the sewing of the next piece. So we are going to go up and then connect these two together. We are going to be bringing the other square here on the side and then go all the way down with the sewing, bring the other triangle here at the bottom. We're going to be doing the same and going up. And then here we are going to fasten off, weave in, and then we are going to be doing the sewing for the last one, which is right here at the top. So that's what I'm going to be doing. The sewing is very simple, as you can see. You just have to make sure that you add the pieces correctly. So what I'm going to be doing is just following the same steps. I will time lapse this part for you so you can see me joining all the parts together. And then once I have all this completed, all the sewing completed, I will be back. And then we are going to be doing the next part of this project. So to fasten off, I'm just gonna go through a little stitch here from the sewing. And then I'm just going to be creating a little loop here at the end, just like this. I'm gonna go through the loop and then I'm going to just give it a tug to fasten off. And then I'm going to weave this yarn in here on the reverse. So once you're happy with the weaving, we can now just cut the yarn. Once you are done with the very first sewing, we can go ahead and bring the last square, and then we can do the sewing of this one following the same steps as the first one. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and then I will be back to show you the next step, which is just creating the straps and the little finishings here for the bandana. So here we have the sewing all completed. So here I have the reverse of my project. As you can see here, the sewing. Now you're going to be turning here on the right side. We are going to now create the straps and also the little finishing going around. I'm thinking of doing some shells going around here at the bottom of the bandana, and then here at the front I was just thinking of doing like single crochets just so we have a nice finish. And then also we can fix these little things here that happens usually when you sew the triangles together. So let's see how that goes. So I'm going to be using my 4mm hook now, and I'm going to be grabbing the yarn. So the very first thing we are going to be doing will be a slip knot, so we can start with our little finishings. You can choose anywhere to start. I was thinking of starting right here because then I can create the first chain, the first little tie strap, and then I can come back and then I can do single crochets here at the top, do the other strap, and then finish it off with the shells. So let's see how that goes. Choose any little stitch that you want. I'm going to be doing this one here. And then here I'm going to be doing a single crochet, and now I'm going to be starting with my chain. I'm not sure the sizing of the chain I want to do, so I'm gonna go ahead and do my chain, and then I'll let you know when I come back how many I did. So I have my chain completed, as you can see, and I have done a chain of 70. That was a good size. You can always check around your head and to see if you can actually tie a little bow at the back. So that's what I did, and a chain of 70 was perfect. So first you're gonna be skipping that very first chain. We are gonna go into the second one, and we are going to be creating our first single crochet. And then we are gonna go back into our chain, and we are going to be creating single crochets just to keep the chain a little bit thicker and also stronger. So I'm gonna continue here with my single crochets, and then I'll meet you right at the end. So I just have to finish here the 2 single crochets on top of the chain, and then here we have the very first single crochet we have created. So right on top of that we are going to be doing a single crochet 2. So now we got into the triangle, so right here we are going to be doing 3 single crochets going around the sided double crochets. So every time you find a double crochet, a sided double crochet, or a chain, we are going to be creating 3 single crochets on top of that. So you're gonna go around, and you're going to be creating 3 single crochets all into that same stitch. So here there is another one. So 1, 2, and 3 single crochets. And then the next one here, 1, 2, and 3 single crochets. The next one, 1, 2, and 3. And then we are going to be repeating the same all the way down. I'm gonna come back and then I'll show you what to do when we get to this part here. So when you get here in between the triangles, we are first going to be doing 2 single crochets only into this last sided stitch here. And then when we get right in between, here you can see that there is a little space. Here we also have that space, so we are going to be doing something a little bit different. That's why we are only doing 2 single crochets here. So first you're going to be finding a little space to create a half double crochet. So 1 half double crochet. And then we are going to be doing 2 double crochets. So 1 and 2. And then find another little space to create a half double crochet. And then from here we can just do the 2 single crochets on the side stitch, and now we can just follow the same 3 single crochets on top of the sided stitches. You can see that it just keeps it nice and straight here where we have the little gap, the little kind of curved part at the top of the bandana. So we just want to make it nice and straight. So that's what I did. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the bottom of the next triangle, and then I will show you quickly how to do this one again. So now we got here to the other side, and we're going to be repeating exactly the same. First, the 2 single crochets, and then we are going to be finding a little gap for 1 half double crochet, and then right in the middle we are going to be doing 2 double crochets, so 1 and 2, and then the last half double crochet, so 1 half double crochet, and then 2 single crochets on top of the next sided stitch. So that's all we have to do. So now I'm just gonna finish here the last triangle at the bottom of this last triangle, and then I'll meet you right at the end, right in the corner, so we can start the next strap. So when you get here into the next corner, we are going to be creating 3 single crochets. And then from here, we are going to now start with the chain, and then we are going to be creating a chain of 70. And then we are going to come back on that chain with single crochets. And then I will be back when I have this strap finished so that I can show you what to do for the finishing going around the bottom here of our bandana. So I'm finishing here now with my chain, with my single crochets. This is my last one. So now I just want to show you how this one looks before we move on into the next step. So this is what we have so far. So we've created the very first strap, and then we did on this side. So first strap, came back with single crochets right here at the top of the bandana. We've created the second strap, came back with single crochet. So we are right here now. We are going to be turning the bandana this way, and now we are going to be creating the little shells going all the way around the bottom of the bandana. So from here, we are going to be finding the very first chain one space. You can see these are chain ones. So you're gonna go right into the very first one, and we are going to be creating a single crochet. And then we are going to prepare for our double crochets. Here we have 3 double crochets into the previous row. So right in the middle, there is the first one, the second, the third. Into the second one, right in the middle, we are going to be creating 5 double crochets. So 2, 3, 4, and 5 double crochets. And then we are going to be finding the next chain one space, and then right on top of that we are doing a single crochet, and then find the next 3 double crochets. Right on top of the middle one we are doing 5 double crochets to create our shell. Find the chain one space and create a single crochet. So that's all we are going to be doing to create the little shells going around the bottom of the bandana. So I'm going to be doing this one, and then I'll meet you right here to show you what to do when we get to this part. So when we get here in between the squares, we are going to kind of just follow the same steps, but just here is going to be a little bit different. So here we have the 3 double crochets. So right in the middle, I'm doing my 5 double crochets, as you can see. And then we are going to be skipping this space and also this one. And right in the middle, we are doing a single crochet. Right in the middle, as you can see. And then we are going to be skipping the next space, and we are going to go right on top of the next double crochet that we have to do, the 5 double crochets, the little shell. So that's what we are going to be doing. As you can see, it looks pretty even. So that's the only little thing that we are going to be doing. So now I'm just going to go ahead and do the same steps, do the little shells here on this side of the bandana. And then I'm going to meet you right here at the top so I can show you what I'm going to be doing here. And then we just have the other side to finish after. So I have finished this side here, as you can see. So now we are going to be doing something a little bit different here right at the bottom of the bandana. So we are going to be creating the very first shell into the middle of this double crochet, and then we are also going to be creating a shell here. So do this one first. So 5 double crochets right here. And then we are going to be creating a single crochet right on top of the chain 2. And then into the same chain 2 space, we are going to be doing 5 double crochets. So we are going to be having a shell right here so that it looks really pretty. The finishing here at the bottom. I keep saying at the top. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Once you have the 5 double crochets into that same space again, we are going to be creating a single crochet, and now we can continue the pattern and repeat the same that we did here on this side. So here we have the very first 5 double crochets, there we go, and then single crochet into the next chain 1 space. So the bottom here is gonna look like this, so it looks really pretty and a nice finish. If you want, you can actually follow the pattern and then just have a single crochet here where we have this shell. I didn't really like how that looked, so I just decided to do it this way instead. So now I'm going to be continuing with the pattern, repeating the same that I did on the other side here on this side, and then I'll meet you right at the end to show you how to finish it off. So I'm here into my very last shell. And then we are basically done with our bandana. Oh my god, I'm so excited, everyone. And then we just have 2 ends to weave in, and that's it basically. How quick is to make this, right? So once you've done the last shell, we are just going to find a little stitch. We have to try to do kind of similar to the other side. I'm gonna do around here. And then here I'm just going to slip stitch. Chain 1, now we can cut the yarn, fasten off and weave in. Oh my god, we are done. Yay! I'm going to be making a knot here with these 2 yarns just to start with, and then now I'm going to thread these 2 yarns and I'm going to weave in. Make sure that you do the weave in on the reverse of the project. And we are done. Oh my god, I'm so excited to show you how it looks. There we go, my weave in is done. I'm going to be cutting my end off. Oh, we are done. Look at this, look at this. Look at our bandana, it's so pretty. I love the little shells going around here at the bottom. That looks so pretty. It's very quick to make. I can make this in like under 1.5 hours, including the squares and the triangles. It's super quick. If you are a beginner, you are also going to be able to make this. It's super quick, beginner friendly. You don't have to do a lot of things with this. Just know how to sew and do like single crochets, chains, and some double crochets too, so super quick to make. And also, if you end up making this bandana and you post on Instagram, don't forget to tag me so I can show you some love and like your picture, comment in your picture, and maybe also share on my Instagram stories, because I love you guys so much and I love seeing the creations you do following my tutorials. It makes me so happy. So thank you everyone for supporting the channel and for watching today's video. So yeah, everyone, thank you so much for watching today's video. If you enjoyed, leave your massive thumbs up as you always do. Also, don't forget to subscribe and to turn on the notification bell to receive a notification every time I post a new video. So thank you everyone for watching again today's video, and I'll see you next week. Bye!